It's you.
I know it's me. I'm actually just making sure for the green light. Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 175 of That Beautiful Life podcast. My name is Khalees Campbell, sitting here in the beautiful Red and United Kingdoms, talking to the beautiful Roger Bertram. I sound normal, but I am not. Rog, how are you doing?
I don't sound normal, but I am normal. And then I get something in my throat. I can't talk for some reason. Thanks for asking. No, I'm fine, actually. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, first off, it's been almost like 2 weeks since we last talked, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we didn't record last week, that's on me. I'm getting to that soon. I had a busy week and I just saw that I wouldn't fit in or be able to actually record. But even so, what I wanted to add to it is that it's been really, really good weather here now for, at least 2 weeks or something. We've had sun consequently, like each day, and good weather, as said.
Did you just say
now?
Did you just say consequently?
I think I did. I don't know why I did that.
I think you said consistently.
I wanted to say consistently. Apparently, I am not really normal. So back to the thing you asked in the beginning. I may sound normal, but I am not. So I think we are in the same position, I guess. Yeah. Oh my God. It's still morning. I can feel it. But yeah, so it's nice. I think we would need some rain, to be honest. It's quite dry here right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds weird saying that, you're happy for the summer and the weather if it's good or that kind of thing. But how about you then? How is it in the UK? Has it been good also, or have you had some rain?
It has been very hot. We did have a little bit of rain, but it is hot, and it's bare chest weather at this point in time. My chest is out. I'm just out doing my manly chest thing. My neighbors have seen me a couple times out in the front of the house, bare chest, washing down bikes and shit.
There we go.
Doing things that manly people do. But yeah, it is pretty warm. It is pretty warm at this particular point in time. I'm not mad at that. I'm liking the I'm liking the weather to a certain extent. Obviously the bugs irritate me, but what can we do? You win some, you lose some.
True.
So I'm not too mad at the weather at the moment.
But you still have cough. That's the thing when you're talking about not normal or sounding normal, whatever. Because I heard it already when we had the pre-talk. You were still coughing.
I do. I do still have that cough. It's persistently consistent with trying to
consistent.
It just wants to stay there in my throat. So I'm sucking on this thing called it's called Strefen, and it's supposed to have honey lemon flurbiprofen, and it says anti-inflammatory action, fast relief for painful sore throat, works up to 4 hours. This is bollocks. This thing does not work up to 4 hours. It is crap. If ever you need something to help you with your throat, don't buy this. Buy something better. This is kind of crap. And you can only have it once every 3 to 6 hours. So once you finish one, like I've had lozenges where you can just like suck on them consistently. So maybe you can have like maybe 3 or 4 an hour or something like that. And that's fine, because as you're talking and moving the thing around in your mouth, it melts pretty quickly, right? So within minutes, this one melts, and they say like try to move it around and like suck on it slowly. But how slowly can you suck on something that's sitting in your mouth and it's literally just melting on your tongue? It's like like who made this rule up? Like this is silly. So
there must be some ingredients then that makes it like that you can't take too much, like I don't know.
Well, the ingredients don't work, so I don't know why. Like I don't get it. Like there are some ingredients
I was just thinking,
that don't work. So you must not have too much of this thing that don't work. That makes a whole lot of sense. A whole lot of nonsense is what that is. Like
because if you take too much of this that doesn't work, it will actually work.
It will actually work, yes, and that's not our purpose. We don't want this to work.
No,
we want
to keep you like not really knowing what's going on. So you have to buy another package to really find out, and that's when we make the money.
It's and you know what? I'll never buy another package from them. To be frank, it was Alex who bought this for me. Not blaming her or anything like that. She's taking good care of me with regards to this. For the most part. But yeah, this is not the one I usually buy. I don't know. Maybe the pharmacist recommended this to her, and that's why she picked this one up. But usually there's another one that I usually get, and that one does help. So I was surprised when I saw this one. I thought it was just maybe like a different version to the one that I usually get. But when I saw the time space in between taking them, I was like, yeah, this is not the same thing. Like, this is not the same thing. So
yeah, right.
Unfortunately, it's garbage, and it is yes, it is not the best of thingamabobs. But
I hope it's gonna pass. Sometimes I would almost said unfortunately, but you know when the weather is hot and everything, it's summer, and you get like a cold.
Yeah,
that cold can be super stubborn. It can like just stay for weeks almost sometimes.
It
so
does.
hopefully it's not one of those. Yeah. But even so, even the coffee's there. I mean, since we haven't also talked within like 2 weeks since we last recorded, how has it been? Like,
well, I have been doing some thingamabobs. Something I just told you about happened or is happening that I will talk about in the future, but not right now. Also, I've been spending a lot of time cleaning, which I hate cleaning. All right.
Okay.
And I'll be more. Let me try to be a bit more specific. I do not like organizing things when it comes to. Actually, to be honest, I do like organizing things. I just don't like. What's up, Nalu? I like organizing things, but I don't like doing it. I don't like having to organize the stuff I already organized before.
Yeah, right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah, so so essentially, I've organized our, like, for the most part a couple times now, and this is the thing where like my missus and I have a disagreement on this. Is like, I have organized our house on a few occasions, right? I don't organize and clean at the same time. So organize and clean the house at the same time. I've done that a couple times. Now, with my missus, she's like, oh, you don't clean enough, right? Which I get. I do not clean enough. Definitely not. But for me, it's like, when I clean, I have to organize at the same time. And this all comes from the way in which my mother raised me. It's like, when you clean, you have to put things away. Like, you can't just like, oh, I've dusted this thing and it's done. You know, oh, I've mopped this floor, vacuumed, or whatever have you, and it's done. No, that's not clean. Like when I was growing up as a kid, mom would send you back to like clean your room again if like she came in and it wasn't like perfect, pristine. No, it's not called spring cleaning, Daniel. So essentially,
oh yeah, right.
So essentially, like, I do not like having to organize stuff. Like, once I've done it already, I don't mind when I'm doing it the first time, because I like having to, if I go into like a new place and like, let's say I'm visiting you and it's like, oh, we got to clean the house or something and organize it. I'll be so hyped to do it, because for me, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to move stuff around and get things in the right place. I don't like where that is. Let's move this, let's move that. Boom. When it's done the first time, don't ask me to do it again. Like, honestly, like, if you ask me to do it again, I'll get annoyed. Especially if it's in a relatively short period of time between when I did it initially. I'll get really annoyed. And so essentially, I had to do cleaning and organizing in our house. And it takes so much bloody time. Like, I spent the whole day, for 2 days this week, I've been cleaning and organizing stuff. And like, I love the way the rooms look after I'm finished with it. But then I turn into a monster after, because I'm like, bloody hell, don't put that there. Move that out of there. Like, I just cleaned this yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So I turn into a bit of a monster after anyone sort of like touches anything that I may have cleaned, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know, however you want to look at the bloody thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do not like I don't like having to organize my stuff after having to do it. So um that's kind of what I've been doing this week. I did actually and I should say like Alex did help me with something really cool this week though, like which was sorry last week. So she had the week off from work. I can't remember why, but she had the week off from work. And she's like, babe, like if there's anything you need help with work wise to help you get on your grind and stuff like that, let me know and I will help you. And I was like, oh, that's great, thanks, appreciate it. And then I asked her to like record, like write a script and record audio for it for me, and she did.
Nice.
So she wrote a script and recorded audio for it, and then I was supposed to edit it. I did not edit it on time. It is still I finished the audio edit, but excuse me, but I still need to do the what do you call it?
Is it the video edit?
The video. I still need to edit the video. So her work is done. My work begins. But unfortunately, because I'm like doing cleaning and other stuff now, like last week I didn't finish it. Not on. It wasn't for cleaning. I think I was procrastinating. But this week, generally, yeah, I've just been busy cleaning. I haven't had a chance to do anything else. So I edited some of it and I need to finish the rest. And I did mention to some people on another podcast that I do that there will be something coming out that Alex worked on. So yeah, just if you were looking forward to that, it's still coming. It's just I need to finish the edits and then I'll publish it. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. What about you, Raj? How have you been?
Yeah, how have I? Well, it's been hot over here. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. As said, I'm fine. So last week, I want to talk about that also since I wasn't able to record. Yeah, the week was a mix of things. Tuesday, which was like a red day in the calendar here in Sweden. It was the national day, the Swedish National Day. And it was also a bit more than that because Sweden was celebrating like the 500-year anniversary, being like a modern monarchy, you might say, since we then from Gustav Vasa back in 1523 got our first like king that actually more like united Sweden and also drove the Danes out of Sweden. So it was so that was a huge thing. And so both Adam and Annalie had time off, so we almost the whole day we were in the city actually. We took Adam's car in. It was a lot of people though. It was a bit hard to find a place to park apparently, so we were at Djurgården, which is like the really green like area. As you know, Sweden, Stockholm is surrounded by water. It's very beautiful with all the water in the actual city. And so people were out walking and celebrating, and there was some things going on here and there, like events taking place. One cool thing that we didn't know about, but we just passed by the water, and there was some ships there where you could just for free, go up or into them and explore them. That was kind of nice. One older like ship from, I don't know, the 50s maybe or something like that, quite big actually. You were able to go all the way down, like the 3-story high or whatever, all the way down into the machine and engine room. That was like a bit claustrophobic, but it was cool to see, how people actually have been working down there. Holy crap, that was an interesting environment, and also there was another like kind of a military hunter vessel ship that we also stepped on to and checked out. And I had a good time, had ice cream, went on. And so that was cool. That was Tuesday. So that's one of the reasons I decided I need to postpone or cancel the podcast, because this week's going to be not so much work otherwise at all, because Thursday I went out early, well at noon I would say, out to the rehearsal place we have when it comes to the band. As said, we finally got everything together, and Johnny came back, the keyboard player. You also have this new singer, Sam, you can say. And we have been rehearsing quite intense when we have had the opportunity. which have actually led to the fact, which I can say here, we finally have a gig booked in on the 15th of July. We're going to play a concert here. So that's great. It feels really fun. But as I said to Alan the other day, I feel a bit rusty. I haven't, I worked as a musician for so long, but then I've had time off and we haven't really played that many concerts. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Are you feeling shy?
What?
Are you feeling shy or nervous about this?
No, not really. Not really. I can't say I am. Of course, I will have some kind of nervousness coming up when you're getting close to it, and then gonna just before entering stage and everything. Even though it's a small gig, we have been very, how should we say? We have chosen this place also for a reason. It's a small place. It doesn't take that many people, and that it's a purpose for that. It's our first gig with this set up regarding the band, so that's why we want to do it like that. But from here on, hopefully, when we've done that, and hopefully we're gonna have fun doing it, I'm pretty sure we are. We're gonna, make more concerts, gonna play more. So that's that. And then on Saturday, the big day, I would say, because Adam moved out, so we went up early morning, went to the gas station to pick up the big or small. I would say a small truck. It is, yeah. That we kind of type we've used before. And first we went into the city, actually. We went to a place where it's quite a new built, apartment and stuff close to the university, the big university. And because Adam wanted to buy like a table and some chairs that he's gonna use in his apartment. And I was like, because he came out, I was just waiting by the car. It was hard to find parking place there. And then he came, carrying the table together with the girl that he had bought the table and chairs from. She was really pretty. She was like, so sweet. And we talked a bit, and she's gonna move now. She's gonna move into the city. We share an apartment with a sister. And I couldn't help saying to Adam when we went, I said, well, okay, so we talked about that, and I said, well, maybe she should have moved into your place instead. And Adam's like, yeah, sure, it's bigger. She would have more space, So we were like, well, and then I said, well, at least you have your number. You have her number because here you have this. It's called Swish. You can send transfer money like through phones. There's an app for it. So.
Do you think he shall message her? Do you think he's just like he's just humoring you?
I don't know. I have no idea. No, I don't think he will. I actually, I would be happy if it did. For his sake, because I can just feel, one thing seeing her, you see, oh, this is a really good looking girl, but also she was so sweet. She was really, really nice. And I could also feel this is a bright girl. She's like, she had everything, I would say, without knowing her, if that makes sense.
Well,
trust your dad here. His spider's senses are tingling, and this. Yep.
There's always like, Adam, can I use your phone to make a phone call? My battery is dead. What's her name again? Right. Hi, Petunia. This is Adam. Yes. I do fancy you. Please feel free to invite yourself to meet me somewhere, and let's have lunch. And then also message me again this as a question to ask me out, because I will forget in a day. And then, that's it. Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah.
Done. Job done.
Job done there. She'll message him. She'll be like, hey, Adam, do you want to go out? And he will say, oh, wait a minute. She's messaged me. When secretly it was you all along.
Exactly. Yes. That's what dads are doing. Yeah. But cool. Yeah. So that was, I guess that was, it took the whole week. And I guess we also went back, did some stuff the day after. Yeah. So we were quite effective. I would say we've got a routine with the family now, since we have been moving around Adam a bit in the suburbs of Stockholm here, due to the fact that he's lived in other apartments before. But again, this is now his own. He bought it, as you know, and it is really, really beautiful. It's a great apartment, and as said, he lives by the water. He actually took the boat into the city and the bus, when he went to work the other day. So it's really cool. So when we were there, like late afternoon when we were done, since it wasn't like super many furniture to move, he doesn't have that yet. But we were just sitting down, drinking coffee, chewing on a biscuit, and then three of his friends came along from the studio, the gaming studio. Three nice guys, so they helped him a bit also to start to unpack. And of course, the first thing they did, of course, they start to work with Adam's beautiful gaming setup. So everything, yeah. I know he worked from home yesterday. He tried to do that. He wanted to test how that worked now. So apparently he has got that one going and all set. And
it's
cool,
it's unfortunate that he's moved out though. Has he taken the PS5 with him? And
he has. It's not much left here. I'm gonna be honest. When we came home, like the evening, Saturday evening, Annalie heard it too, because we've had his sofa in the kitchen against the like wall, which was really nice. It was so cool just to sit there, relax a bit in the kitchen or lay down in the kitchen on the sofa. So that was gone, which also made it like they changed the acoustic. We could hear like another sound since it was gone. Also due to the fact that all the boxes that was just standing on the floor waiting for us to move the stuff. So it became a bit empty. I'm not gonna lie. 2 months having him home again was like, and now he's moved out again, and now this time around it feels as if it's for good.
It feels like it's permanent now.
Yeah, it does. It's more like,
he's gone.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
He's not gonna be here every week. Oh, the horrors. You know what? I have to say you'll probably get back to the regular acoustics, but you should probably get a sofa like that, because I didn't want to tell you this when I visited you, but that's one of the reasons why I was upset at one point. I didn't tell you this, I was upset, but when I was sitting in your kitchen and I realized that there was no sofa there, I was like, God damn it. All he needed was a sofa in that spot and it would be perfect. So now that you brought it up, and made a point of it, I just want to let you know that,
now we can talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
It's kind of interesting when something like this happens and you just realize that this is a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because even Annalie, she was, even Annalie, what am I saying? Also, Annalie was like, sitting down. I saw her Saturday before noon, and I was turning my head from my room. I was sitting editing a video, and I saw her laying down, like chilling, checking her phone and stuff like that. No, it's actually pretty nice. I remember like back in the days, at least in some homes here in Sweden, and I'm talking 1800th century, and there was very often like a wooden sofa, in the kitchen, both because people were sitting on that side of the table eating, but also for the purpose. You can see the man laying down had been out, taking care of the farm or whatever, and he was resting a bit, or
cutting firewood and stuff, doing Viking stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, but it's now. So it's been a bit of a hectic week, but it's been fun. It's been fun things, So good. And as said, the weather has helped. I'm happy that it was also good weather when we were, well, of course, in the city due to the National Day on Tuesday, but also Saturday regarding the move thing. Having heavy rain or something isn't that great when you're going in and out, and carrying stuff. So. Yep.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la, indeed. So yeah, that's my week. The practical side of it.
The practical side of the week.
The week.
The week. I'm actually looking forward to my week. In 2 weeks. But we shall talk about that in 2 weeks' time. I think 2 weeks' time. That would be the next time for those of you listening to the podcast, I will update you on what I'm referring to on the 5th. Yeah, so look out for
some plans.
Look out for episode 5th. I don't know what number that it will be, but whatever. It's gonna be interesting.
Sure, definitely. It's a. I'm not gonna say anything else.
To be honest, I think though that even after the 5th, I think it will just I honestly, for me personally, I feel like it's gonna be the same for me. Like, man, like obviously there's gonna be a little bit of a psychological change, but I think I'm gonna be the same. I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I can by experience I can say that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more the moment. It's
Yeah.
the time when yeah, you know. This is so mysterious talking. Maybe we
Yeah.
should.
Nah, you guys will find in under 50. I'm not saying anything right now.
Yeah,
That's
no.
between me, you, and the people that know. Everyone else, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
How about we jump into some Vigima games? How about we talk about
gaming. Rah, rah, rah.
some Vigima games? I'm gonna make mine quick because I don't really have a lot to say about it at the moment because I haven't really been playing it much. But I'm still playing the game Loop8, Summer of Gods, for the PC. Mm-hmm. And you know, again, the game's made by Marvelous and Exceed, and it's an JRPG sort of like visual novel style type of game. I find the game is not as polished as I wish it could be. I still find there are things about it that I still like. So there are aspects of the game that I am, I guess you could say, enjoying to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But that at the same time I'm not craving it. And I think for a lot of good, like when I play a really good JRPG or RPG and stuff like that, I find myself craving it. I find myself like wanting more and more of it. And I see that with another game that I've been playing, which is Fire Fencer F, Referring Chord. I find myself wanting to play that game once I start playing it. So like when I turn it on and I start playing for a bit, I find myself wanting to like do more and more and more in it. I will admit with that game though, it gets a bit tedious as well with regards to the fact that it's not well balanced. You spend a lot of time in dialogue, in visual novel dialogue, and I find that really breaks up the feel of a game. Like you sit there and I don't know, half an hour's passed and you're still like reading through dialogue. That's a bit of a hassle per se. With this one, I think it's just it looks good in certain aspects of it, and then you can find other aspects that I guess subpar and not really well developed per se.
Okay.
And I don't know, like it's sort of like a thing like, I don't know if when you play a game and you're waiting for it to start, it feels like I'm waiting for it to start. Like it feels like I'm waiting for it to get good. And that's unfortunate to say the least about Loop8 because it's a pretty game. It's got a great concept. I still don't like the idea of timed mechanics in games where you're like supposed to complete a certain task by a certain date, a specific time. And I get that that's their game mechanic that they're trying to work with. But yeah, and yes, Nalu, I am looking forward to Reverie as well. But we're not talking about that today. Yes. So generally speaking, like Loop8 is, it is an interesting game, but I still haven't really, I haven't gotten into it yet. I think maybe I'll probably give it a bigger shake and like, you know, focus on it a bit more once I'm finished with Fire Fence F. But yeah, I'm not really that sold on it at the moment, which is I guess a bit unfortunate per se to say the least, because it was a game I was looking forward to a lot before release. I think that this goes a long way with regards to the whole idea of games being not what they seem to be once you get the game. You know, like the pre-launch, it looks like it's going to be amazing, and you're excited for all these things, and then it comes out, and you're like, I'm not really sure. And I guess a lot of people are thinking the exact same thing because it has mixed reviews on Steam so far. So the reviews are mixed on Steam at this particular point in time for the game. And my assumption is a lot of people are either feeling the exact same way, like it feels underdeveloped, it feels like it could be better per se. And yeah, I kind of feel the same way in a way, and for lack of a better word, I want to say it feels like a poor man's Persona to a certain extent, but not even the same. Like there's, I don't know, like that's the thing. It's like I'm playing this game and I don't know.
It doesn't really have a clear identity or
I feel like it doesn't. In the sense of like it's not boring, but it's not. I think what's worse than something being boring is when you can see there's a really good idea behind it, but it doesn't. It doesn't actually like achieve its potential. I think that's
okay. Yeah, I understand what you mean. That's interesting. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of those games recently, to be honest.
It's kind of a modern gaming trope kind of thing, and I want to hope that this is just an early game thing. But for speaking to people who I know who've played the game so far, I think it's not like you know, I think it may be that it just is that type of game, you know, that you just that you just meander for a long while. And now listening in the chat that he's been playing on Xbox and it's the same for him as well. It feels the same. So unfortunately, and I definitely know he's ahead of me in gameplay because I don't think he's playing that and something else like I am to the extent. But yeah, it is unfortunate that that's how Loop8 has kind of turned out to be. It's got me, though, that being said, though, it has got me like looking forward to, or I should say like looking ahead to the next game that Marvelous has coming out, which is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. I grew up on Story of Seasons. It was like one of the first JRPGs, one of the first games that I really, really got into on the GameCube. And so now having a remake of that game, I am really looking forward to it. So I think to a certain extent, I'm probably gonna. I don't think I'll complete Loop8. Let's put it that way. I think I'll probably do 50% of the game, and then I'll probably just scruff together a review based on that. And then I think I'll just be looking forward to Story of Season. And I genuinely think. I don't think they can mess Story of Seasons up. It's a remake, so like it's supposed to have better visuals, new content, all that kind of stuff. I don't think they can mess it up. Please don't mess it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. What about you, Raj? What have you been playing?
Yeah, it's a bit of this and that actually. I've been mixing as usual, also due to my streaming and everything. It's interesting though that you said regarding a game that you feel that it doesn't really live up to its potential.
Yeah,
and partly that is something I have played actually. I went back checking out a game, free to play FPS game that is called Shatterline.
right.
And it's in early access. It's been there on Steam. And the good thing is when this game came around regarding beta and everything, and I played it, it was performing quite well, which is always promising, like early stages and everything. It's a very like generic shooter, I have to say that. It has both PvP and PvE, and I must say, which is not very often the case, I enjoy the PvE more in this game than the PvP actually, because even though I put time into it and not much, but I felt that sometimes that's actually more fun to do some missions with a couple of dudes. But when I came back now, they have apparently they have been continued to develop the game, which is of course the gist of it. But they had made changes regarding the PvE as well that didn't really. I saw comments on the video. People said that it has changed to an extent that it's not that it's a bit harder to understand at some points regarding in the missions what you're supposed to do and where to go and things like that. And new players have a problem with that. And if you played the game for some time and you get like in a team with these, it's going to be really hard. They run around like chickens, and it's like, yeah, that's one thing, I guess. But also the thing that the missions take much longer. You could finish maybe 25 minutes or half an hour. Now it can last up to 50 minutes or an hour, which becomes a bit too long, sometimes you just don't have that time, even though you want to play. And so I think that was a bit of a, some people would say that a few features in there has, it's been improvements, and that might be the case. But I felt also that this was like, oh, wait a second. And like the multiplayer, well, they've added a map here and there, but I mean, I think one of the things also with the game is that the grind is really slow. The progression in the game is really slow. And that in combination with the fact that they've done the classic mistake, not really adding more content on a continuous basis in time, whatever that is. Well, in time for the community to at least stay occupied and having like an incentive to continue to play, which I saw when I checked the Steam charts and the numbers, because they were doing quite okay. It came in a good time and was like a kind of it was an alternative to some other shooters. But then after that, I see it's clear that numbers fall off.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, when a game is released, again, this is still early access. They will have like a real release, of course, also. But even so, when a game comes out or shows up, it will initially have a drop. That's usually what happens. But what determines really the what's going to happen later is, of course, what the devs are doing regarding the roadmap and how consistent they are with the updates and the engagement and the response then they get then from the community. I think one example is like yesterday I was streaming. I was streaming actually Team Fortress 2 again with some friends. Isaac was also there playing. And it's so obvious that this game, I mean, it's still thriving, it's still doing really well and everything. And it's also due to the fact that Valve realized early on that implementing and having like mods and letting people in, to feel like a part of the game is the best thing you can do. And I think that's the reason why also the kind of rip-off game, I would call it, that I played a bit due to Xbox Game Pass, which is called Back 4 Blood, which is like a kind of a sequel to Left 4 Dead, but still really isn't. Why it failed, why it did not capture the audience or cap the audience as it could have. Talking about potential here again. And I think that's one of the reasons. No mods, no nothing like that. It's just, it doesn't really, it's not so much player value as you would wish, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a typical, it's hard. I mean, it is hard. And I don't know what to say about that, really. I have rediscovered some older games. I've said before, I still play PlanetSide 2. It's having its 20th anniversary. I mean, the first game was released in 2003. And PlanetSide 2 that I'm playing was released like in 2012. And it's still doing good. It's still doing well.
Some games just do that.
Yeah, I still continue to play a bit of Warframe, actually. Since I talked about the quest they added recently called the Duviri Paradox, which actually brought something new also to the table, to the Warframe gameplay and the way you play the game and things like that. I'm astonished. I say this again. Warframe is an amazing game. There's such depth in that game too. I started to check out really what you can do when it comes to, well, quests is one thing, but also regarding your Tano with mods and all the things you can actually go for. It's something there, like always, to do. So with that said, well, I saw right now actually there are a few titles coming up that I am interested to play, and Battlebeat Remastered is getting into early access from tomorrow, I think, which is this Polygon battlefield game that it's actually really good. It can actually become something, if they play the cards right again, I think it can become quite a popular and big game. There was also something I would like to play later on here. I think on the 21st, quite some time ago, I played a demo regarding a game called Trepang 2.
Trepang 2?
Yeah, Trepang 2. It's like a flirt back to the 2000 games when it comes to the FPS genre, and especially the Fear games. Because they have this slow-mo shooting action and a bit of this eerie feeling in the game, and I'm looking forward to play that, actually. I enjoyed the demo. So, yeah, new things are coming up. But again, when you go back like that, as said, and you play, in this case, Shatterline, I don't know what to say. This is not a game I uninstalled after I did the video.
You did.
I was like, but I do that with many games because I just can't, because I go back and forth to the right and left and play different games.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep them all on my like installed. It doesn't work. And
Mm-hmm.
especially also when I feel that will I play this like every week? No, I will not. Well, get rid of it. And then maybe I come back later and see, especially also with, as mentioned, Shatterline, when they actually do the full release and see have they improved even further? Are they able to, offer something here on the table that is, well, I'm not expecting something new because again, it's built on a quite generic kind of concept of a shooter. But even so, will it succeed? Does it have a chance to succeed? So I'll come back and see if that's the case later on.
Okay.
So I guess that's the gaming. I got a bit broad, but I think I needed to say this also because, as you said, when you feel that there's potential, but it doesn't really play out as you was hoping, then it's a bit sad.
It's underwhelming. Yeah, it is. It is a bit disheartening when you've got something that you're keen on and then it's not what it's supposed to be.
Nope.
So yeah, I do feel the feels. Let's talk about some telly. Let's talk about some shows, some watching. I'm gonna do two this week. One is a movie, one is a series. It's gonna be Spitfire because of the fact that one I want to talk a bit more about. The other one I also want to talk a bit more about, but I'm gonna make it brief. So the one I'm gonna be brief about is one called Tomo-chan wa Ononoko, which is Tomo-chan is a girl, which is a really nice, sweet anime. You can find on Crunchyroll. It's currently sitting at a 7.8 out of 10. I would give it a 9 out of 10. It is good. I like it.
Good.
I actually read the manga for this like years ago. Did not really I didn't like. I liked the manga, but I didn't like how it was being released. It was being released. It was like, I think it was spaced out like every 2 weeks or every month. It was coming out with a chapter. And the chapters only had like 1 page or something. It was like really brief. So I hated that. I was like, it's taking forever to get anywhere. But the anime is actually really well done. Like they sort of like break up chapters of the manga into segments of the episodes, and it's so nice. Like seeing Tomo and the characters and all that kind of stuff is nice. So it's generally about this girl. She's a tomboy, grew up with her childhood friend, and Junichiro. And once they get older, then she starts realizing she fancies him, and it's sort of about the whole change that goes on with regards to like noticing each other as male and female, and noticing the attraction that they have for each other. That was not there before when they were kids, when they were younger. And yeah, it's all whimsical. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's got all this sort of like these whimsical characters and all that kind of stuff. And her friends are trying to get them together. And he's a bit oblivious at first, and then he's starting to notice her, and it's interesting. And then he's the whole thing about processing feelings, and it brings back memories. I would say. And it's fun. It's a fun series. So Tomo-chan is a girl. Go check it out. It's on Crunchyroll. I highly recommend it. And yeah, actually, this one was actually recommended to Alex, actually, by a shopkeeper that's from not too far away from us. And because he watches anime and stuff in the shop. And so he recommended this to Alex. And then Alex recommended that we check it out. And then I checked it out. So yeah. Bloody hell. Okay.
Okay.
That out of the way. The next one is the one I really want to talk about is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This one, I don't believe I can talk much about it because I don't think you've seen it yet.
Have I not?
This is a new one. This is the one that just came out.
No. Okay. No, haven't.
Right. So that's why I say I'm not sure. You need to see it. That's the best way I can put it. So,
yeah.
So it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's sitting at a 9.0 on IMDb. I give it a 10. It's currently sitting at number 1 in the world right now as for popularity. This continues the story from the last movie.
Yeah, right. I see that. Okay, cool.
It does it in amazing fashion. I want to say, and this is one thing. I don't think you can consider this spoilers per se.
No, go. It's okay.
But this is a two-parter. So when you get to the end of this film, it will be setting up for this film that comes next, per se.
Mm-hmm.
So don't expect to get a solid conclusion from this film, like of all the plot points. There will be some conclusion to some things, but don't expect to have a solid conclusion for all the plot points by the end of the film, because this is like a part one to something else. You know, that's that's something that I think for some people it has been a bit like they have been a bit disheartened by that, because they feel like it should have like come to an end, but then it's a two-part thing, you know. I mean, it sucks that we're gonna have to wait another year or so to get the next one to like find out what happens next. But at the same time, I felt like this film was well paced, and I love the new spiders introduced. Like, oh my god, I want to talk about them, but then that's spoilers. So when you finally seen the film, we'll come back to it. We'll do a whole episode where we can talk more about this film. But I just want to say, like, get the family together, because what we did, we went out for like a movie thing. It was we were supposed to go for Zavi's birthday. I was gonna take Zavi for his birthday to see it, but he decided to go with his mate and his mate's the granddad, so they went to see it together. But yeah, essentially we're good. I would say go see it with family. Yeah, that'll be great. So we went and saw it together. I still want to go see it again. Or watch it again. Like I want to see watch it again, like maybe with by myself or with other people or whatever have you. But I think the film was just brilliant. It was I enjoyed it. That's why I gave it a 10. And I want to talk more about it, but because of the fact that you haven't seen it yet, I will hold my tongue on what I want to say. I just want to also add in though that there's a lot of I like the cast, the people behind the film, the voice actors. I think brilliant. They did a brilliant job. And I just want to give a special shout out to Daniel Kaluuya, who's in the film. I'm not gonna say any more than that. Don't even Google it. Don't even Google Daniel Kaluuya in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like, if you haven't seen it yet. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who've seen it, like me. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I love Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and you need to go see it. Anyone who's listening to this, stop what you're doing, even if you're at work or something, chuck the computer aside, boom, I'm going to the theaters, I'm going to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and if your boss asks, Q said so, so.
Exactly, there you go, that's the reason.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds great. I really enjoyed the first movie, so looking forward to that. I to be honest with you, I didn't know that it was out. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, of course, I'll see that at some point. I see it definitely. It sounds amazing. That's amazing. I'm gonna talk about something. Actually, I'm gonna add a second because it kind of connects to what I am talking about. It has to do with the same person, to be honest. I want to mention a series on Netflix, which is called Fubar. With Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's a kind of a action adventure. I would say a bit comedy, actually, which is seeable.
You said seeable.
Yeah, I had to say that. What kind of word is it? It's just which sounds a bit like well, that's so good. This is not a great series. I gotta put that out there. It has about a 6.5 on IMDb. I would not go higher than that, maybe 6.
Wow, you're even holding it back. You're like, I wouldn't even breathe across that that
no,
crevice.
But you know how it is. you spot it quite early on. I mean, it has this typical setup of a series like this. Also, this kind of action comedy kind of thing with Arnold is the hero, or of course, old CIA agent. And I'm not going to spoil too much, but his family gets involved to a certain point, especially one of the family members. And then you have his sidekick, almost like this tech guy, this smart guy, that he communicates with when he's on the missions. You have two of his colleagues. One is this like making this one-liners, almost jokes. A woman, she's whatever, and then you have her like colleague that is the beautiful manly man, so they are all there. A bit of the stereotypes, you might say, almost. But yeah, it's wait, is this like one season? I think it's only like 8 episodes for now. uh I mean, if you like this kind of style of series, definitely go ahead and watch it. I'm not saying it's bad, it's not, but it doesn't really bring anything new to the table to start with. But second, I've seen other series in the same genre that are better. So that has to be said, from my perspective at least. Actually, the thing I watched connected to this has to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was more interesting and better. That is the documentary about Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix that is called Arnold. And that I can highly recommend. It's a mini series, 3 parts. The first one starts with, him growing up in Austria in this little village called Tal. He later moved with his brother to Graz, starting to study and of course got into bodybuilding, and sports. And so the first part is regarding his like bodybuilding career, and then the second, well, we know what happened. He got into acting and did pretty well, right? And then the third part is the politics, when he actually, became the governor of California. And I like it. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's typical Arnold, but also actually he's showing. I'm not going to spoil, but when he talked about a certain thing, like, I mean, as it is in a man's life, and he's lived long now. What is he? He's 75, isn't he? I mean, there's ups and downs apparently, and you can see that when you talk about certain things. Like a feel of behind the scenes kind of thing going on. And I highly recommend that one, the Arnold documentary. Fubar, if you're interested in this kind of light-hearted entertainment, that's cool. That's definitely A-okay. But the Arnold was kind of fascinating.
The Arnold.
Yeah,
get to the chopper.
Exactly. Nah, it's some cool shit, and it's some nice, you hear other people talking about the experiences of working with him acting with him. Like also Sylvester Stallone is there. He talks about the rivalry between the two especially the 80s, beginning of the 90s and everything like that. Since they all set the scene for these kind of heroes on the screen, and yeah, it's a good one. I enjoyed it, so I recommend it.
Ooh la la. Okay.
Ooh la la, the beautiful. Yeah.
Brilliant. Whew. We can go on like this forever, but my throat needs to rest.
Yes, I believe it does.
Also, I need breakfast. So I got up, like right as you called me. I got up, ran to the office. I went and made a wee first, and then I ran to the office, and then and it's I'm gonna be recorded, and so we've done this and all that kind of stuff, and now I need food. So I don't know what I'm gonna have for breakfast yet, because I'm out of eggs. So
you're out of eggs. I was just about to say some eggs and stuff, but okay.
I usually for the past couple of weeks I've been finding myself having eggs a lot for breakfast, which I like. I do like having scrambled eggs, but I'm out of eggs, so I think I may have porridge this morning. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll make some oatmeal.
Do that. That's good. That's good stuff.
But it's not going to be any eggs. It's not the same, No. Eggs are brilliant. They're delicious, So yeah, I'm gonna have breakfast and rest my voice, and probably watch the last 2 episodes of Tomo-chan as a girl, which I do have. They're very short, so I can watch while I'm having a quick bite. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the day. It's a nice warm day. My shirt is off.
There we go. I heard it.
Yes. So yeah, I'm pretty chill. I'm just gonna try to get some stuff done today that I did not get to do yesterday because I was cleaning. So today I'm gonna try to. I haven't edited the one for Alex. I want to see if I can at least get some progress with that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll finish it today, but I'm gonna try. And then I've got another one that I'm editing for me that I recorded that I'm gonna try to see, which is a review for that I've had waiting for a long while actually, which is Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can complete that one as well. And get that up and out there, and then I can start working on other things that I have sitting on the cutting board and so forth. So also for those of you who have, well, you guys won't see the video yet from Alex, but it will be up on LP Guardian. So that's at LP Guardian, LPGRDIN on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe because it's coming soon. Like I'm gonna try to get it done before the end of the week. Maybe within the day. If I can finish editing it today, who knows? We'll see how my day goes. But if you want to see the video, go subscribe to there first, and it will be up there when it's live. I will also be trying to get a couple other things there. Alex has already said she wants to do another video, even though she's just finished her first one. I think she did a great job. I think she knocks it out of the park. Yeah, you guys will see it soon. I just need to finish the edit. Yeah, so anyway,
nice.
That being said, how about we get out of here? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's get out of here moment. Yeah.
Also, apologies that we started late today. Yeah, that was me. So anyway, with that being said, Raj, take it away.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. As always, it's a beautiful thing to have you around here. I hope your week's going to be great. I hope it's going to be really beautiful. So take care of the moment, catch the day and all that beautiful stuff. And we'll talk to you soon again. So muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. Very manly and mucho gusto. That hurts my throat.
Yeah, I can imagine. You should not have done that.
Yeah, I shouldn't. Bad throat. Should have done better. That being said, you know what? I actually do need to do some house stuff. I need to clear out the shed, but I'm not doing that today. You know, forget it. I'm just not. I've spent 2 days clean. I don't want to do that today. Maybe Friday or something. We'll see. Anywho's it. With that being said, thank you very much for those of you who turned up for the podcast, especially those of you who turned up for the live. I appreciate you guys the most. Not that I don't appreciate the ones who watch it in post. You guys are awesome too. But I do be appreciating the ones who turn up for the live, because then you guys join in the conversation. You guys are commenting in the chat. I am loving your comments, Lebelair. Even if I don't respond to every comment, I am reading every single comment, and I am seeing them and I'm appreciating them. So thank you very much to all of you who turned up for the podcast. It is always awesome that you guys are here with us on a Wednesday, and we get to hang out and all that kind of stuff. Also, feel free to recommend stuff. I know Nalu does it quite a bit in the chat. Feel free to recommend stuff if you want us to check out something that you may think is interesting, and maybe we'll talk about it on one of the future episodes. Nalu, I already have yours added to my Crunchyroll watch list. Someone in my house has started watching it already, it seems, because when I look in Crunchyroll, it says like there's a bit of episode 1 that still needs to be completed. So I don't know who started watching it. I don't know. We'll see when I start watching it. Anyway, that being said, you can find Raj pretty much everywhere at 40 Splish Splash. That's the number 40 SPLISH. He streams on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Sunday. That's correct?
Correct.
Woo! Love to hear it. You can find me streaming supposedly on a Monday and a Thursday, but I say supposedly because randomly I stream on different days because yeah, life. But don't worry, you will probably find me on a Monday and Thursday anyway, because even if I'm not there, there's another Chris, who people are calling Other Q. I don't know why. Who streams on on Twitch for me. So he streams on the Twitch channel, which is Simply Binge on Twitch. So you can find Chris on there if I'm not on there, and that's pretty much Chris is probably there's probably a stream almost every day, I think, on there. Because Chris tries to stream when I'm not streaming. So I think he's playing this game called Lost Eldios or something like that, I think it's called. It's a game that I did not want Chris to play, but he played anyway. So yeah, Lost Eldalons. Yeah, so it's a tactical RPG, really nice game. I'll hopefully talk about it in the future. And I didn't want Chris to play it because I wanted to play it, but then he picked that game, and whatever, life happens. You can find Rudge pretty much everywhere at 40 Splash. Did I say that already? That's the number 40 with SPLESH. You can also find me at LP Garden Talk to You. It's LPGRDIN. You can find all other stuff at Simply Binge at Simply Binge UK. And as always, we wouldn't like guys to miss any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SimplyBinge.com and elsewhere. And what's the company going to like that we're giving it for free? So as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. And it's a wrap. That's an episode. That's an episode. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. My tongue is being weird.